Bonjour à tout le monde. Je sais que ce sera un événement de joie, beaucoup de joie quand Victoire Ladocon arrive ici et commence à dire bonjour et bon anniversaire. Ça veut dire que ça commence très bien, ça. Monsieur le ministre Kabaniale, qui est le président en exercice du Conseil des gouverneurs de la Banque africaine de développement, représenté ici par mon cher frère, Monsieur le ministre des Finances et des Budgets, à mon frère, Monsieur le ministre Adama Coulibaly, merci beaucoup pour être venu. Je sais que votre agenda, c'est vraiment très chargé, mais quand même, vous nous avez honoré d'être ici, malgré votre agenda très chargé. Merci beaucoup. On est vraiment ici en Côte d'Ivoire, on est chez nous, on est calme, le pays est calme et on est heureux. Tous les ministres qui sont représentés ici, Monsieur le doyen du Conseil des administrateurs de la Banque africaine de développement, notre mon cher frère, monsieur le ministre Adama Kone, tous les membres du Conseil d'administration qui sont là, merci beaucoup pour être venus aujourd'hui. Merci aussi pour tous les vice-présidents de la Banque, vice-président principal et tous les personnels et hautes directions de la Banque africaine de développement. Et Monsieur Foster, merci beaucoup pour avoir organisé ça avec tous les membres de votre comité que vous dirigez au niveau de staff, staff council. And so we can thank them for putting this program together, please. Thank you, and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Happy 60th anniversary. Happy 60th birthday. Welcome to the first day of the Diamond Jubilee anniversary of the African Development Bank. I am so delighted that you are here today. 60 years ago, the African Development Bank opens its first doors right here in Abidjan. Those were the days of very humble beginnings, when the bank had very few staff. By the time it started lending operations in 1966, the staff strength of the bank had grown to just 10. By 1970, the number had expanded 10 times to over a total of 110 staff members. Today, as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the bank, the staff complement has grown to more than 2,000 members, spread across offices in 41 African countries. As we planned the 60th anniversary of the bank, I was very specific in terms of what I wanted. I directed that we should have, as part of the celebration, a special event that celebrates the people who do the work of the bank, you, the staff. And thank you again very much, Staff Council, for putting this together. I would therefore like to thank you, the Chairman of Staff Council, Foster Ofosu, and the entire members of the Staff Council for putting together this exemplary event here today. 60 years in life is not a small accomplishment. It should be celebrated with a big bash. And 60 years is always a celebration on how every year of every decade has added to the bountifulness and the blessings of life. The same applies to the African Development Bank as it celebrates a 60th anniversary of what has been a full dedication to supporting and developing Africa. What we celebrate today is the selfless, committed, and passionate work done on the ground in the member countries and in the communities across Africa, in the lives of millions of people. Now that, in my view, is worth celebrating. The work of the bank is multifaceted, and it includes many people and many moving parts, from visiting countries to prepare and develop projects, conducting appraisals, supervising projects, evaluating projects. It is you, the staff, that get it all done. From developing projects for the youth, for women, from schools to hospitals, from farms to markets, from roads to transport corridors, from supporting the businesses to supporting policymakers to make better decisions for their people, from tackling debt issues to fighting climate change. You, the staff of the bank, the African Development Bank, this global institution, make it all happen. For every project on the ground, an entire ecosystem of the bank rallies around it, providing support from task managers to environmental and social impact assessments, financial management, procurement, security, preparation of board documents, evaluation, audits, monitoring, and the results. And of course, I am delighted that today we have several of our board of directors that are here because they get all those documents and all the things that I have said. They're the ones who actually look at it every single day. When we do any project, when we approve any strategy, they are the ones that approve the strategies and the documents. Class for our board of directors that are here today, thank you for being here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, since we launched the One Bank model, we now work synergistically across complexes of the bank, regional and country offices. The work we do is facilitated in both languages of the bank. I was very excited today when I started hearing my staff talking about the various languages I was talking to Foster. I said, that's really very good because that allows you to see the diversity that we have. So, that's my own little language. I just basically said happy birthday to you. And that work that we do across the bank is facilitated by ICT, by interpreters and translators that help us to operate optimally and effectively in both languages, official, let me say, of the bank, in French and English. Our work is strengthened by oversight units, including ethics, audits, independent evaluation, the independent review mechanism, which helps us to give voice to people, individuals, and communities impacted positively or negatively by the impacts by the bank's projects. The African Development Bank is a responsible lender and works closely with civil society, many of them are here today, and communities, so that all the voices can be heard and respect accorded to everyone. Our diversity is our strength. We start from 77 countries. These diversity, African and non-African, with a multicultural fusion, allows us to look at issues from a multiplicity of enriched perspectives. Over the past 6 decades, from general service staff to locally recruited staff to professional staff, managers, directors, and vice presidents, we collectively deliver a tremendous impact across Africa for the bank. From our first projects in Sierra Leone and Kenya in 1967, our work now supports well over 6,575 projects. From just $250 million when we started, the African Development Bank's capital today stands at $318 billion US. In 60 years, the bank has provided over $184 billion to support Africa's development and growth. The evidence of our impact is all around and it's evident for all to see. Our work over the past 8 years alone has impacted on over 400 million people. You have so much to be proud of. The bank's work has always been applauded by the African Union, which has stated that achieving our high fives, which is to light up and empower Africa, to feed Africa, to industrialize Africa, to integrate Africa, and to improve the quality of life of the people of Africa. These high fives will allow Africa to achieve more than 90% of the Agenda 2063 and more than 90% of the Sustainable Development Goals. So the African Development Bank is at the core of accelerating Africa's development. In addition, the bank has been applauded for its works in fragile environments. Whether it is in areas of conflict, such as Sudan or in South Sudan, or helping countries facing fragility, the bank has always been present. When others leave, the African Development Bank stays. Right here in Côte d'Ivoire, when the country came out of civil war, the bank was right beside it and supporting it in its rebuilding efforts. Our support allowed this beautiful country to transition from being a fragile state to a country that remarkably now accesses the commercial lending window of the bank. And I must say, Monsieur le Ministre, c'est la première fois dans l'histoire de la banque qu'un pays quitte d'un statut d'État fragile, d'État en transition, qui va directement au guichet de la BAD. Félicitations. Et je pense demain on aura l'occasion, avec la participation de son Excellence, Monsieur le Président, j'aurai l'occasion de lui remercier pour ça, parce que c'est une marque de leadership exceptionnelle, ce n'est pas très facile à faire. Donc, je prends l'occasion juste aujourd'hui de lui remercier, il y aura l'occasion demain de lui remercier plus, et vous lui remercier et tout le gouvernement ivoirien pour le remarquable travail qui a été accompli ici en Côte d'Ivoire. Félicitations. You work tirelessly and bravely in very difficult environments, including Somalia and Sudan, to secure debt arrears clearance for these countries with the support of our board and putting yourself and your families at risk. Today, as we celebrate the bank at 60, I would like to salute and highly commend the bank staff for your exemplary dedication. Well done, everybody. You make the bank so proud, and I am extremely proud of every single one of you. Today in this hall, we have staff who have served and retired from the bank. Of course, we have those who worked tirelessly for this bank who have also passed on. May their souls rest in peace. We remember them today as we celebrate the 60th anniversary. You all will always be a part of the African Development Bank family. Once you have worked at the African Development Bank, something stays with you. The bank stays with you. You have a sense of pride of working for the institution, and you had it in some of the testimonies that were shared today. Nostalgia for the hard and rewarding work we all do every single day. The recollections of colleagues that you work with and laugh with and cry with and support each other, and a sense of collective purpose and mission on behalf of Africa, a continent we love so dearly. As I have remarked glowingly in the past, you know, the Minister of Finance was just saying that the next annual meeting will be held right here. And he said, then you will elect a new president for the African Development Bank. But I've always said, when that time comes and I'm asked, what will I miss the most when my tenure as president of this beautiful institution, the African Development Bank, comes to an end? I never miss a beat. I said, my staff. And that sometimes gets me emotional, because I know how much we all work hard and literally for many of us have no life, just working relentlessly to push the agenda for Africa forward. But I have more to say next year, so I'm not retiring yet. This also applies to thousands of staff who work at the bank long before my own arrival as president. Your legacy will always continue. I commend all bank staff for laying strong foundations, and the present staff for building and laying new foundations. Foundations for a more impactful bank. Foundations for a more efficient bank. Foundations for supporting a brighter future for Africa. We are joined today by several family members, spouses and children. I commend the families, spouses and children of all of our staff who cope with the long absence of their loved ones as they work tirelessly for this bank and for the continent, who travel frequently and constantly, therefore spend a lot of time away from home. Your support at home has made it easier for them to be able to perform their work and responsibilities here in Abidjan and all across our 41 offices and regional offices that we have, the 5 ones that we have. We thank you and we salute you. And if you're in the hall today, you're a wife, you're a spouse, you're a child, you're a family member of any of our staff, I'd like you to rise so that we can thank you. Thank you very much. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci infiniment. There's still much to do as we support the staff of the bank. And as you know, I am strongly committed to ensuring that the general service staff in particular are promoted. We will continue to do everything possible to make the bank the employer of choice with the strong support of our board of directors. And that is why our board of directors approved the 2021 to 2025 People's Strategy. It provides a compelling employee value proposition that offers staff members stimulative work, compensation, and continuous learning. Our goal is to attract and retain first-class staff with the skills and competencies needed to continue to build upon the successes of the bank to meet evolving needs of this bank and also of this continent in the future. I am very pleased, and in fact we're delighted and excited that the presidential directive that I issued in April of 2022 has led to the promotion and the moving up of 100 general service staff in 2023. We will continue to improve and to refine our opportunities for upward mobility at all levels in the bank. Regardless of your work, regardless of your title, regardless of your position, you are important at this bank. Please, while sitting, no standing, just join hands to the person next to you. I know I have a difficulty because my vice president, Beth Dunford, had a shoulder surgery, so she may not be able to reach out. But Ms. Rai, vice president, if you can reach out more stronger, that way she can be part of this. And please say together, we are important. On est important. On est très important. Oui, vous êtes important. Très important. Vous êtes très important pour moi en tant que président de la Banque africaine de développement. Vous êtes très important pour la Banque africaine de développement. Vous êtes très important pour l'Afrique lui-même. Je vous remercie pour tout votre travail que vous faites chaque jour sans relâche. Je vous remercie parce qu'on est dans une phase de créer une histoire pour notre banque, une histoire pour l'Afrique, et vous faites partie de cette histoire. On est ensemble pour travailler, pour faire la différence, en marque de transformation de notre continent, et vous faites partie de cette transformation. Et c'est le moment de faire l'anniversaire, 60e anniversaire de la banque. Et je sais que moi, en tant que président de la banque, j'ai 64 ans. Ça veut dire que j'ai 4 ans en plus. De la banque. Donc, quand je salue la banque pour un anniversaire de 60 ans, moi, je me salue aussi parce qu'on est presque la même chose. Merci beaucoup pour tous. 60e anniversaire. Et il y aura, par la grâce de Dieu, un autre 60e anniversaire. Et moi, je suis là aujourd'hui avec 64 ans. Et je prie, par la grâce de Dieu, que quand vous ferez une autre 64 ans, je serai là. Et si je ne suis pas là, je serai en haut, on vous regarde pour dire, continuez le travail. Merci beaucoup.